Bonjour from Paris. I'm trying different headphones because a friend told me that the video from the pizza place was pretty loud with background noise. Now I'm in Paris and there are quite a few people down on the street. I'm just 2 floors up from the ground level. And so I'm hoping these headphones are gonna have less feedback. So let me know if it's really hard to hear or not. I want to start by saying that my first few days, although amazing, just being here and being traveling and being in France, were great, but I lost a little focus on what the mission is here. The mission is peace for me, connecting with God, figuring out my purpose a little bit, and not just doing this as a tourist blog. So although I'm definitely going to be sharing the adventures and the tidbits from the excursions and things that I'm doing, I do want to just take a minute and talk about how I was feeling kind of down the last few days, that I anticipated the first few days being a little difficult, right? I've never been here before, language barrier, new country and all that. And while I was optimistic and excited, I was still having a hard time. And yet I put up multiple videos where although I acknowledged some of the struggles, just still acted like everything was okay. And that's my modus operandi, right? That's what I always say is everything's fine. And I put on my mask of Annika's happiness, which everybody sees on a regular basis. She's great, she's joyous, she's happy all the time. That's Annika. And yet on the inside, and part of the reason for this trip is because on the inside, that's not who I am. I feel broken a lot of the times. I feel tired a lot of the time. And I don't acknowledge it. I wear a mask and I pretend everything is okay all the time, even when it's not. And even to those closest to me, I don't share many of the things that are going on in my head. And part of the mission of this trip is to reconnect with myself, be more honest about how I feel and think, decide if I need to make any different choices to find that happiness and that peace that I'm looking for. So in my drive from Cannes to Paris, about 2 hours and 45 minutes, I turned on Pandora, which I haven't done in the last 4 days. And I put on my favorite station, which is Jeremy Camp Radio. And God spoke to me like he usually does through song. It's crazy. So depending on my mood, I tell you what, it's not Pandora that knows what I'm feeling. It's God that knows what I'm feeling and what to play, because I get different stuff, different days. And today, just as I needed it, I turned it on. And the very first song that came on was Trust in You by Lauren Daigle, and it's all about trusting God, and I need to do that. And he's calling me out, saying, I got you. You can trust me. I'm going to handle all of this. Stop stressing out. I brought you here for a reason. You have a purpose in this journey. You have a purpose of this trip, not just to have fun and go on excursions, but to really connect with me, God speaking, and connect to yourself. Oh, sorry, there's a loud bit. And then a couple of the other songs that came on that really spoke to me. Sorry, there was a bug on my phone. My absolute favorite praise and worship song when I am just feeling like I gotta tell God that I love him. My absolute favorite, top of my lungs, turn the volume up in the car and just sing, is Great I Am by Phillips Craig and Dean. And that was song number 2. So for any of you non-believers, I get it, and please indulge me and continue to watch, because this isn't going to be all religion and preaching, but I do feel like I need to call out my faith and acknowledge that. Trust in You as the first song that comes on, and Great I Am, my absolute number 1 favorite praise and worship song, is the second song that comes on, and I turned it up and I sang at the top of my lungs because I am grateful for this trip, grateful for the experience, and grateful for all of you and my friends and family at home that encouraged me. And even though some of you called me a little crazy, you called me crazy in a good way. Like, you're brave. It's amazing that you're doing this. So everyone was so supportive. So I am grateful for that as well. 2 more songs, just because they definitely gave me moments of pause and things to think about. One of them is Matthew West's The Motions. And essentially it says, I don't want to go through the motions. I don't want to go one more day without your all-consuming love inside of me. So it's, about just going through the motions like I typically do. Just pretend everything's okay and act like nothing's ever bothering me. And I don't want to be that anymore. I don't want to just go through the motions. And then there were multiple others, but I'm going to just wrap up with one final one. It's All I Ever Wanted by Casting Crowns. And all you ever wanted was my heart. The only thing God expects of me, which is why he's so incredibly glorious, the only thing he wants from me is my heart and my love and my devotion to him. And he makes it so easy. That's all he wants. And that's what I'm going to make sure I give him and acknowledge him. I feel like that's part of why he called me on this journey. And I don't know if you've noticed it, but I've kind of noticed it as I've been talking for the last few minutes. I typically say a lot and stop and pause. But when I talk about God, there's none of that. He gives me the words to speak. He gives me confidence and bravery and makes me feel confident enough to share what's in my heart. So hopefully that resonates with some of you or all of you. Here I am. I have arrived in Paris. I'm going to go take a little stroll, and then I'll give you a briefing on my amazing dinner, my beautiful hotel room, and what I see right now going on this little walk. So thanks for watching. Bye.